Hey everybody, I'm hanging out with some chickens out here. I've started making a couple videos and I've just been rambling, so I'm gonna try to keep this a little more precise. A lot of people ask me about like the economics of a farm, and we're in a weird situation where we try to fund our farm entirely. I don't say we try, we do fund our farm entirely without debt. We view debt as borrowing against future profits, and that doesn't work. When you're running a farm, margins on paper they look really good. Like you're looking at it like I'm gonna get rich in 3 months, and that's just not how it goes. Anybody who's done this can tell you. Um, you know, it's one of those funny things. Like every customer, they know that the farmer's not getting rich. Every farmer knows they're not getting rich, but a new farmer will look at it. They'll put the numbers on paper, and they'll be like, "Man, we should be getting rich in 3 months," and that's just not how it goes. Um, I want to talk a little bit about how we've done our farm. So, like I said, we've funded our farm entirely without debt. I'm really proud of that. It's also really difficult. We've gone through times where we exhausted almost all of our savings, and we had $75 in our bank account for a couple days, and it's scary. But you can see an end in sight, and we run out cash flow projection models for months at a time, and we know when those tight months are coming. We haven't been that tight in like 6 months, so that's good news. We've had some rough times. Um, but today I put up a post about how we sold out of most of our products, and I was feeling guilty about it, and it just got me thinking about we've been trying to expand everything, and it's hard to expand when you're basically just rolling your sales into an expansion, and every type of agricultural producer sees this. Most small businesses see it. It's not exclusive to agriculture. Um, but what we do, we started off raising chickens and ducks, and the chickens and ducks, after a period of time, they were able to fund a couple of pigs, and a couple of pigs were able to then fund a bigger round of pigs. So we were like operating on really really tight margins, but we were using everything for expansion, and we were able to go in 1 year from producing 50 chickens a month to uh, about 300 chickens a month and 4 pigs a quarter. And within 6 months after that, we were able to fund going from we stayed at about 300 chickens, but we went up to about 12 pigs a month. And then we got into a situation where we needed to upgrade our living situation. We don't have interior walls inside of our house. We don't have interior plumbing. We shower outside. We don't have a finished kitchen. So, we needed to stop focusing on some of the farm stuff and focus on our living um, for our own sanity. And that created a time period where we weren't able to buy chickens. We weren't able to buy pigs. And so we're out of inventory now because we weren't able to satisfy all the demand. We're really close to getting back on track. I don't foresee us getting back into that super scary situation of only having $75 and 2 days from that date having a $1,200 feed bill, which that happened a few times in the last year. But I don't see us getting back to that. We've kind of passed our early farm growth struggles. But this is definitely not a get rich quick, and you're not going to get rich doing this. There's ethical and reasonable and responsible profits. And we view that as being about 30 to 40% profit margins across the board. That's what we've come up with to cover our living expenses, and that's what we've identified as what we need to cover our living expenses and be able to, we've got a truck that's going to need to be replaced in a couple of years. One day we're going to have to be able to replace that, and we should be able to do so without we shouldn't be like a major setback, something it's not going to be fun to replace a truck, but but it shouldn't be something that we're going like, oh my God, this is going to be the thing that bankrupts us. And I don't think our customers want that for us. Our customers do want us to succeed, and they also want to get good value. Um, so we focus on those responsible and reasonable profit margins. We don't try to say like, well, since we're selling out, we're going to jack the price up more. No, once we've reached the margin, the point that we need to be successful, we'll figure out how to operate within that. And I think that most small businesses generally should set that 30-ish% profit margin, 40-ish. The way that we can get up to 40% involves a lot of labor. So I don't feel that bad when we get up to the 40% profit margin, because what that includes is like making handmade sausages, bacons, and we're not counting our labor. So when we actually start breaking down like our labor costs, 30 to 40% margin doesn't pay a very significant hourly wage. And that's okay though, because this is also a lifestyle business. It's something that we love. It's something that our community needs. We're providing a necessity. We're not trying to, live a lavish lifestyle. We want to be able to pay for a hospital visit when the kids break an arm doing something stupid, and whatever it is. And so that's how we view some of this stuff. And so when I'm talking to other farmers and they're saying like, my customers will never pay $6 a pound for chicken, which is what we charge. I say, they will if you provide them with the quality and you share your passion with them and you let them get to know you. There's lots of reasons that $6 a pound is really not crazy. And actually at $6 a pound, we're below the national average for poultry, for chickens and pasture-raised chickens. For our pork, we're right on at the national average. Our expenses are much higher than the national average. We buy all local ingredients for our feed rations, so our feed costs are high. Our butchering costs are higher out here than they are in other areas of the country. I talked with some friends in Alabama who pay like $250 to get a pig, a live pig, slaughtered, cut, and wrapped. We're about double that, and that's just what it is. Our butcher's not ripping us off. I'm not mad at them for it. The expenses out here, it's a different situation. So when we're starting looking to get up like our 40% blended profit margins, that's almost entirely through pork, because we have an amazing state program, cottage food program, that allows us to make products like sausage and bacon as long as our meat came from an approved source. So we can pay just a slaughter fee, and we can have a state inspector inspect our meat, say it's good to go, and we can bring it back to our house and we can turn it into value-added products, and then we can sell really high quality sausages, really high quality bacon. We can make capicola, lanzino, pancetta. We can make prosciutto. That hasn't been available from us yet. Along with all that, there is another level of risk that you might have some spoilage. When you're dealing with something that cures for a long time, you're taking some of your expected cash flow and you're pushing it out a year, 2 years. But that's okay. So when we're getting up to that 40% profit margin, I can still feel like I'm doing something that's reasonable and responsible, because I also put a lot of time and effort and care and attention into the products that drove up the margin. We're not really just farmers. We're kind of, because of that cottage food program allowing us to do what we do, we're almost our own butchers. We're not doing the slaughter. We're getting that done elsewhere, but we are turning our products into these value-added products that we craft, and so we can also justify a little bit of a higher price for some of that stuff. And so and I think that our stuff's a really good value when I really break it down. If you're taking like a homemade sausage, dry cured bacon, at the prices that we're at, we are below we're below the average of the competitors of people who do similar things. So to all you farmers that are out there that are trying to start off, that are trying to make it happen, you can do it. We started with 50 chickens a month, 4 pigs a quarter. And right now we're producing about 300 to 500 chickens a month and 8 to 12 pigs every month. We're working our butts off. You put your head down when the work sucks, just get it done. And make improvements to your quality of life as you can, make improvements to your infrastructure as you can to make things easier. And eventually one day we'll be able to hire some help, and it's something that we love. It's something that we want to keep doing. It's something that our customers appreciate. Get good customers. We've got really great customers. Our customers appreciate what we do and they want us to succeed. They don't want us to sell them the cheapest meat possible and for us to be out of business in 2 or 3 years. They don't want us to be subsidized by the government. Find those customers. They exist. They're in every area. And they're growing, that customer base. Everybody wants to be a little bit more independent. They want to support local. You'll find them. I don't know if this video was any help, but it's been on my mind. It's something I wanted to share. When your truck breaks down, you should be able to afford to fix the truck. You shouldn't be going bankrupt because you're trying to figure out how to sell chickens and make 50 cents per chicken, or 5 cents a pound, or whatever it comes out to if you're selling at your commodity price point. Don't be unreasonable, be responsible, charge what you need to. Don't start getting crazy with it. Be open with your customers. Love what you do. Thanks, everybody.